In 2025, we saw how the mobile game reached another level of games. There are so many aspects that will blow your mind by the graphic, visual, and how the gameplay really hooked me on another level. It seems the mobile game now is getting closer to PC level. Even some games have optimized perfectly on these platforms. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 Insane Graphic Games Android and iOS in 2025. Best Mobile Games with PC Level. Delta Force. For my first list, I'm pretty sure it will attract you a lot to play. Look at how the graphic are, it's truly magnificent as a mobile game. If you wonder which platform the game will become, it's made for mobile and also PC. That's why the quality is beyond the other mobile games now. Even though the gameplay is really interesting, we'll play in a large-scale war, where two of the team is on the battlefield. We should rush to the enemy's territory and wipe the entire enemy out by using our weapon. A gun is the main weapon. Even the sword knife is able to be used, but the effectiveness of using a gun will make you into a different advantage level. Always be active in finding the object to hide and defend yourself from incoming attack in any direction, because let me tell you, this game has a huge world. Once we die for the first time, then we can ask for help and get revived. But for the second time you get a shot, then it's mean finish. Delta Force is one of the top realistic game Android 2025 in multiplayer base. Warframe. This is one of the best realistic new game on mobile. No wonder the game was made on PC and eventually get a huge progress. Unfortunately, it's only available on the iOS platform only, and we don't have any news about the Android one. This Warframe Mobile is the first multiplayer game in sci-fi action base. We can choose to play on our way to create our own inner power. You can switch the weapon between melee and also gun anytime. It's really important to adjust the combat style. Actually, we can make a better strategy by playing it in a multiplayer by joining a new squad. It will give a better reward once we play together in co-op gameplay, but actually we'll get a new experience at once with the story-driven base. It's kind of a free-to-play online action game which make the competition become way more fair and balanced. Discover an epic story that's full of cinematic scenes. The main gameplay is we should try to develop our skill and find out what about the truth behind our awakening. Warframe is the best game Android with an insane graphic in 2025. Drive Zone. This game is way too good as a car racing game that's combined with simulation base. I love how we can explore the world by driving a car or just walking around and letting our character run or jumping. But I wish the developer would add some weapon and it would become a great new experience with GTA vibes. The rattle physics is the main point the player should experience. Especially when we hit some object, then the effect would show us in a realistic way. This is a multiplayer game where we can compete in a real time by matchmaking mode. The developer are trying to make a balanced and fair game by choosing the other car with a smaller class. We will gain a ton of rewards by winning a race and able to modify the car in the garage. There are so many areas and circuits that we can choose to play. Drive Zone is the best insane realistic game for Android and iOS. Game of Thrones Kingsroad. The first impression I played the game is while describing how the action RPG should become. Can you imagine it has a realistic graphic game of an action? Like, we can do a snake attack from behind just like an assassination move and it will make an instant kill. But we need to keep our step unnoticed by moving slowly and hiding behind the bushes. The whole reaction of the character expression is really good. The developer are well made of making the motion capture. These all things making the game become a AAA game on mobile. The combat mechanism is amazing. The movement looks smooth and not clunky. It has less effect of sparkle, making the visual looks more realistic. Once you reach the village, then you will be amazed with how many NPC are walking around and do different activities, just like in a medieval era. Such a great attention to detail. It has a huge open world that we can explore by riding a horse. I'm waiting for this game to release globally in a few moments. They have launched frequent beta testing in the English version already. This is the right indication to let the player know if the game will go into global release directly. Earth Revival the Core. I never expected if the mobile game progress has reached this level. It's beyond my imagination having a AAA game that looks like a PC level on my hand, especially on mobile platforms. This game will represent what is the next gen mobile game in this era. The graphics were absolutely impressive, but you need a high endpoint to run the game in a maximum setting. Earth Revival the Core is an MMORPG with a survival-based game, where we can explore the sci-fi and futuristic world. These combinations are well represented with a thrilling ambience, especially when you face the boss monster. We will face a strange monster with a different creator's looks. Most of the boss will have a bigger size, which we should take a better reflection to avoid any incoming attack. We can meet the other players in the open world either on the world map or in the city. Crafting some new equipment like armor and weapons will be the best way to improve the character's power. Riding a futuristic vehicle and also creating your own appearance hero's look will make your adventure even more interesting. Garena Free City. Seriously, Garena company never disappoint the mobile players. They are always launching and making such an interesting gameplay, with so much innovation and ideas endlessly. Free City is one of the best GTA games like, with a lot of action showing. Even though we all know how we can do so many things freely, but we also will always get an interesting storyline through the main mission. At this moment, the game is in development and needs some optimization from the rendering system, but surely we all know how Garena companies will clear any issues straight away. The main gameplay of Garena Free City is we will be able to explore the world and make a chaos by forcing the NPC around us, riding a vehicle, killing the gangster and many more. Picking up random equipment or weapons to collect is available to do. Through this video, I have chosen the best highlight about the gameplay that you can enjoy. Sky Children of Light. There are 3 words that will describe this game that I would like to tell you in this simple and short. Amazing graphic, relaxing music background, and charming visual. All 3 aspects will you find at once when you play it. It has a multiplayer base that allows the player to clear the mission much easier. The main gameplay will push the player to fly along the sky in a freedom way. Basically, it's kind of a collection and also an exploration-based game with an adorable sprinkle effect along your journey. The game itself will give you what a calm and joyful ambience is. The gameplay mechanism is quite difficult to learn, especially at the beginning of the story, but I think you only need less than 10 minutes to master the control and game's navigation. Even though it has existed for more than a few years already, the developers are well optimized for the game and reach more than 10 million players to play. The Hidden Ones, or Hitori no Shita the Outcast. This is unbelievable game on mobile. Even the visual is anime, but the graphic quality is pretty insane. I don't know exactly how the game can run perfectly on mobile platform right now, but the one thing that's blown my mind is the game is made by the actual martial art artists, which make the game motion capture look so real in the movement, action, and also the combat. If you are looking for the most satisfying game on mobile in an action game, then I will be straight on it. Can you imagine? We can do so many action like grappling, counterattack, blocking, parrying, and unleashing your ultimate skill. It's not about a fighting or PvP only, because we can do a campaign mode to enjoy the storyline and see how good the character is speaking in a voiceover. The reason why I put it on this list is because the developer announced if the game will release globally in 2025. Even the English version is already available to enjoy right now. Devil May Cry Mobile Peak of Combat. I will appreciate how the developer tried to launch the game into mobile platforms, and it seems they all do it in total and pretty all in and seriously. Until now, this game became one of the best hack and slash game on mobile with an English version. It's pretty insane how they keep the level consistency of the gameplay from the PC version. I prefer to play it on mobile because it's pretty handy and runs perfectly without any laggy. As long as your pawn has a high end level, then you can enjoy the entire combat smoothly. If you love to play a fast-paced combat with a lot of tactical action and need a higher reflex and anticipate it, of course Devil May Cry Mobile is the answer. In combat, we can make a combination attack like grappling in the air, using a different weapon to create a bigger score, and it will affect your reward after. The hero will hold one primary weapon of sword and also the secondary weapon of gun. It's pretty effective to deal multiple times combos and make the enemy into unconscious condition, but we need to learn and master every action and try to remember the action pattern to unleash the right skill on the right timing. CarX Street. I'm pretty sure all of the players will agree with me when I say this game is the most realistic game in the racing genre. Seriously, it's pretty good on anything. I can even say a lot of aspects that will make the player keep playing it until now. The graphics are the top priority of why we all keep playing, but also the gameplay is absolutely magnificent and pretty addictive. It feels like we are in the simulation of racing because the way of the car's movement is pretty similar within the actual car. It's not pretty fast on acceleration, but also the way we make a drift is quite difficult to control. This is what makes the game interesting, with a high attention to detail of the radial physics will create an insane effect when we crash within some object or the other cars. This is an open world game where we can clear and accept as many quests as we can to gain some in-game gold to customize or modify our car. In 2025, the game got so much frequent updates of the game's event and also optimization. Bonus E.T.E. Chronicles action RPG. This game is just fresh from the oven, it's just a new release and I totally enjoy the whole gameplay because we'll get some new games in combat style. We'll become a pilot of a robot and be able to fight in 2 different areas, either on the air or on the ground. There are 3 main heroes available to play that we can choose as we like. In combat, we can switch any time to adjust the combat style because every enemy will have their own weaknesses that we need to find out. Some heroes will be able to wield a sword as a melee hero, but also most of them will use a gun as their main weapon. It's pretty effective to slash the enemy from a distance. All of the main heroes are female. It's a good game if you are a waifu hunter. These all are the best games with insane graphic on mobile. I hope everyone would love to tap the like button to support this channel. See you on the next video. Thanks.